Hi friends, and welcome back to another Flying Dawn Marie adventure. This week we are in Yosemite Valley, and I'm so excited to share the current conditions now in this last week of January heading into the first week of February. In a few weeks, Firefall will be happening here, and we'll be enjoying the magnificent horsetail fall phenomenon. But for now, let's check out the valley. Yosemite Valley has a wonderful and unique microclimate. Driving into Yosemite through the Arch Rock entrance, you get to experience the differences almost immediately. Where the sun shines, you have drier conditions, but the parts of the valley that stay in shade most of the day look the opposite, wet and snowy. A great example of this is much of South Side Drive, which stays in full shade most of the day during winter due to the high mountain ridges. And you'll see more snow and winter weather in this area of the valley, yet just a few miles down the road along North Side Drive, you get far more sunshine throughout the day and the drier roads and trails, which don't really look like winter at all in some spots. Our first park stop on today's trip is Wildcat Falls and the Cascades, which have a nice flow for the end of January. Many park visitors pass this spot, but I always think it's worth a visit. And then as we head on towards the Pohono Bridge, the snow starts appearing and wonderful winter Merced River views greet us. The Pohono Bridge is a great place to really see where the water levels are along the Merced, and from here we can head out on the Valley Loop Trail, which is a bit snowy right now. Any time of year, the Valley Loop Trail makes a wonderful hike, and you can stroll as much or as little of this path as you want. Winter is always a quieter season along the Valley Loop, and I love how it becomes a real winter wonderland. The real question, is there enough snow for snowballs? Absolutely! It's fun to compare the exact same spots along the trail in different seasons. What a difference you see with the winter versus the fall foliage here at the end of October. From this hike, we head just down the road to another valley highlight. Bridalveil Fall is a stunning sight, and we're going to head out and enjoy a winter hike here. I do think now is a great time to mention you're required to carry chains in your vehicle at all times during the winter months in Yosemite, and even minimal snowfall, they could become necessary. Also, it's important to bring hiking poles and snow cleats. Even though the Bridalveil Fall Trail is one of the easiest hikes in the valley, the path is shaded most of the day during the winter, and it can become snowy, icy, and dangerously slick in some spots. So planning ahead for your winter hike here, make sure that you can enjoy this spectacular waterfall safely. Now, currently you won't see the raging water crashing down as much as you would in the spring, but there's still a wonderful flow, and the snowy surroundings only add to the beauty here. Next, let's head up to Tunnel View. This is one of Yosemite's famous viewpoints, so it's no surprise that there's often quite a bit of a crowd throughout the day here. And with the current midday sunshine, there's barely any snow in sight, but as soon as the next storm arrives, that's sure to change. Now, heading back down into the valley, we're going to stop at the Valley Swinging Bridge picnic area. And while there are hints of snow around, the water level here is incredibly low right now. It really is amazing to think that in just a few months, the mighty Merced will be raging under this bridge once again. Snow is dusting the ground in front of the Yosemite Valley Chapel, and Sentinel Meadow has a sprinkling of snow along the boardwalk looking toward Upper Yosemite Falls, while Cook's Meadow feels surprisingly dry as we head toward the beginning of February. As you walk, Sentinel Bridge is also free of snow, but the perfectly placed half-dome views reflected in the Merced River are magnificent as ever. No trip to this national park would be complete without a stop at its namesake, Yosemite Falls. In stark contrast to Bridalveil Fall Trail, the easy paved path to Lower Yosemite Falls is completely free of snow right now, and the waterfall is flowing nicely for this time of year. And with rain expected in the coming week, it wouldn't be a surprise to see the water flow here pick up even more. Another one of my favorite valley stops, Valley View, or Gates of the Valley, looks considerably more winter-like with snow-capped boulders lining the water's edge. The El Cap Meadow has noticeable patches of snow, and I even saw a few climbers braving the crisp winter weather for some big wall climbing this week. Our last stop of the day brings us to the most inquired about area in the park every February. El Capitan's Horsetail Fall is known to put on the annual February Firefall here. Currently, the El Cap picnic area is incredibly quiet. Hardly anyone's here, but in just a few weeks, this area is going to fill at sunset. Everyone will be looking up at this wall for the annual Horsetail Fall natural firefall phenomenon. Now, the water is barely there right now. We're pretty dry, but hopefully the weather's coming in and we'll have a spectacular February firefall soon. It's so empty here now, but thousands of park visitors will be arriving in the coming weeks, hoping to see El Cap's Horsetail Fall light up with a fiery display. Make sure to check out my full blog post this week for details on this annual event. The expected weather coming in this week is currently looking pretty gloomy, and cloud cover can block the lava-like light, but we are expecting continued rain and hopefully snow this first week of February, which is definitely needed to take this from more of a fire wall to the classic fiery waterfall that everyone always hopes to see in February. Thank you so much for joining me this week in Yosemite Valley. And for more information on the spots I shared, make sure to check out my full blog post at flyingdawnmarie.com. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. And until next week, I hope you find adventure and encouragement wherever you go. Bye.